Welcome to Last Call Kinda. I am your host, Gerard Morgan, joined with us by the usual people, Greg, iPhone 4 as in Drew, and Nick. Hopefully he doesn't cut us off too much today. Today is our special, extremely special Halloween episode of Last Call Kinda. We're gonna start off with Greg getting off on his chest. Then we go into a Halloween special.
Wait.
Okay.
Did you just say Greg is going to get off on his own chest? I mean, that takes some flexibility for real.
I said what I said. We're going to go into the Halloween special, which is talking about our favorite candies, our favorite costumes, and what the scariest moment we had in our life was. Followed off by Drew got married this weekend. We're not going to forget about that like we did his engagement story.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna move into me telling my side of how Connor saved my life, which is pretty similar to how he saved my life. Following up, we're gonna end it with a Provorov rant by our resident hockey folks, and ending completely with Movember. Greg, go ahead and get off on your chest.
All right.
Are we gonna keep that phrasing?
Sponsors, I'm sure I'll love that at one point.
True.
All right, so boys, let's say you've been friends with this one guy. Actually, no, Jay Austin. We're all friends with him. We've known him for years, right?
Love Jay.
So Jay, who lives in Florida, Jay's getting married in
We all love Jay.
December.
Hell yeah, he is.
Jay's getting married in December, but no one was willing to go to Florida for a bachelor party because Florida is just like COVID doesn't exist anymore, even though it's probably not the case.
Everyone has COVID in Florida.
Right. So
They're
so
already immune.
Jay came up and was like, yo, who's still around? We can meet up. I'll do something for my bachelor party in Philly. He's like, I'll fly up. It's like, it was cheap for him to come up here. So he came up here. I was like, yo, dude, I got at least me, Danny, Nick for sure. He's got a few buddies that'll come out and meet with us. So, we'll go out, we'll have dinner, do whatever, have a few beers. Just chill. So now we're getting to it's a week before. Not even a little less than a week before. And I've checked in with Danny and Nick because I'm trying to make sure we're coming. And I get a text from Nick, and he's like, "Yeah, bro, sorry, I can't. I got a bail. My mom's coming down this weekend to visit me at Westchester." I was like, "Okay,
Correct.
Well, that could be rearranged, but whatever, that's fine. You've only known about the bachelor party for a month now. You could have said something, but you didn't." So then we're kind of drunk Saturday night. We all go out, we're drinking, and then we're shooting the shit, and I go, "Yo, let's call Nick. Let's break Nick's balls that he didn't come tonight." And so Nick answers and goes, "Greg, not now, I'm with a woman," and he hangs up. So
in my defense, I was with a woman.
So I'm confused, and I call back, and he goes, "Greg, I'm with a woman, not now." I go, "Is the woman your mom?" And the girl in the back overheard that and sounded really confused. And then we find out that Nick abandoned us on the bachelor party.
In my defense,
Let's hear it.
my mom was coming down, but then she canceled because my grandpa has been taking shits all over the hospital floor, and she had to go take care of him. And then I was like, oh shit, my mom's not coming down. I can work, because I forgot, when my mom canceled, I forgot that I had already canceled on Greg and the gang, right?
No. You canceled not on Greg and the gang. You canceled on Jay and his bachelor party. Jay from Florida, who made the special trip up to Philly
It's
to go
important
out and
to
see
realize
everyone.
it's very easy to cancel plans on Greg. To cancel plans on Jay,
that is true. You know what?
Jay, who we all know and love and are going to the wedding, except Nick's probably not, because Nick will probably bail because he's got some other BS excuse.
It's all going to work out. Anyway, so after my mom canceled on me, I was like, I'll just go to work. So I worked, and then it was 7 o'clock, and my lady friend was like, hey, can I come over? And I totally could have been drunk in Philly, but I just absolutely forgot. You know what happened? Drew will know. My car got hit in a Wawa parking lot.
Yep. Car got hit in a Wawa parking lot.
That's correct.
I was just gonna say, at least Nick didn't make up something, and he was straight up like, yo, some girl came over and we hung out. He didn't tell me this fabricated story of how he got into a car accident in a Wawa parking lot. But have you guys ever heard that before? Because apparently,
To be fair, one time I did actually get in a car accident in a Wawa parking lot.
But was it going to see Drew? Drew, was that when it happened?
Yes, it was the first time I was bringing my future wife home to meet my family.
Now current wife.
And
me. I'm in the family.
And I was like, hey, I would like my best friend Nick to meet her also. and
best friend.
we were already dressed up. We were headed down into Philly.
Oh yeah, I was there.
We had the train tickets already.
Yep.
And I was like, "Hey Nick, where you at?"
I was right on my way.
And he gives me the old car accident and a Wawa excuse.
It did happen, to be fair.
But here's the thing,
To be
Drew.
fair, one time.
That happened to you when he came to meet you. And apparently Danny's invited him down a few other times to hang out or do stuff. And apparently the same Wawa that he went to 2 different times, he got into a car accident.
I cannot confirm or deny the Danny story, but Drew's actually happened, which was terrible luck. But I think I might have told Danny maybe a fib or two in the Wawa parking lot.
Is that your go-to excuse of getting out of things?
It's the easiest thing to do because there's a Wawa 10 feet from my house, and I have all these scratches all over my goddamn car.
That's because you're a terrible driver.
I'm an amazing
Which
driver.
means you can't drive.
Well,
So I mean, my thing is, if you can't go somewhere or can't do something, wouldn't you rather just be upfront about it? Be honest. Especially when it's your boy Jay, who's coming up from
Absolutely
Florida,
not.
who's making the trip up, who
Well, the Jay
hasn't
situation's
been
a
up
bit
here
different.
in 2 years.
is it
Greg,
though?
I can't do my footnotes if I'm getting roasted by the whole entire world.
True.
Well, I'm glad that the whole entire world knows that you're a real big piece of shit, though. Bailing on someone who flew all the way from Florida to come see you. And you
He
said,
did not come to see just me, and
And
my
you-
mother takes precedence over everybody else, unfortunately.
and when your mom
What?
canceled on you, you decided, meh, I can go meet a girl.
no,
Let's
I
be honest.
worked.
Nobody flies up from Florida just to see Nick.
Absolutely.
Jay
I
told
wouldn't.
specifically, he came to see just Nick.
Absolutely not.
He was so excited to see Nick,
I would be too. I mean,
and
have you
you
seen me?
broke his heart.
I don't think I broke any part of his heart.
Well,
So what we're getting at is Nick sucks. Shout out Jay Ostia.
Shout out
Can't
our
wait to be
boy
your wedding
Jay.
in 2 months.
shout
Hell
out.
yeah.
Great time.
Greg, are you wearing a powerlifting hat backwards?
Yeah, I got it as a gift from Temple.
Okay, great.
For the record, I do not powerlift, but I do wear hats
Backwards.
all the time,
Backwards hat guy.
big time. But yeah, that's the point I wanted to make. I felt I had to get that off my chest just to kind of roast Nick for a bit for just being Nick,
Nick, just stay out of Wawa parking lots from now on.
We still love you, Nick.
And any of Nick's friends who listen to this, if he says it's a Wawa parking lot,
Stop, dude. I use that excuse for people at Westchester sometimes. Relax.
To all Nick's Westchester friends.
Yeah.
He didn't get into an
He
accident.
didn't get into
parking
an
lot.
accident. It's all
Guys.
bullshit.
I'm going to just start kicking my bumper.
All right, let's move into our Halloween special that we have. We're gonna start off with favorite candies and why our candies are the best. I'm gonna start off with a hot take. This hot take, a lot of people give me a lot of flame about.
Flame.
Yep, all that heat. Reese's, all of it is fucking trash.
Yeah,
All
no
of,
shit.
all of the Reese's
Whoa,
are fucking terrible.
whoa.
I'm surprised you didn't say
Oh.
Peeps or some shit because that's also
Whoa.
a terrible
The,
take.
the Reese's eggs, the Reese's thins, the
Okay, Reese's eggs suck. I'll say that.
the Reese's pumpkins, the Reese's trees are all fucking terrible.
What about the cups?
Gone. Get it out. The mini
What?
ones, the ones that are individually wrapped, the ones that aren't individually wrapped. Get 'em out.
What?
The little
Yeah,
fucking,
bro, get off the show.
the fucking little M&Ms that are not M&Ms, they're
Yeah.
knockoff M&Ms.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, tell him, Gerard.
They're all fucking terrible.
Terrible.
Wow,
Now that we got that off, let's talk
Terrible.
about candy that we actually like.
Yeah,
That's a huge hot take. Which
That is
I
a
don't
huge
agree with.
yikes. I'm allergic to peanut butter, and I would still eat Reese's Cups just for
That's
fun.
That's probably the biggest yikes of the holiday season.
That is an
They're-
omega
they're
yikes.
Fucking terrible.
that's a bigger yikes than I don't know.
Yeah, well, good one, Greg. Appreciate it.
Yo, Reese's is gonna be really pissed when they hear this.
Yeah, Reese's
podcast.
might drop a few stock points.
They're gonna be like, we're not gonna sponsor you guys anymore.
Good. They're fucking terrible.
Wow.
Reese's, ignore Gerard. We would love the sponsorship.
If you're
Yeah,
listening, to
we
this,
would.
I will eat peanut butter on live stream. You can literally watch me die for a small $10,000 fee.
Donation.
For a small donation of $1 million, I will die on stream.
But oh,
We
God.
know you have the money, Reese's. We know it.
All right, fine.
Reese's, send it and we'll censor Gerard.
If Reese's wants to sponsor the show, I will quickly double back on everything I just said.
All right, as long as we agree on that.
And with him doubling back, he will also stick one of those Reese's eggs up his
Oh,
ass.
yes. Yes.
Yep. Mhm.
If they sponsor, yes, I will do that.
Deal.
That said, until that exact moment, until we ink the contract,
Mhm.
they're fucking terrible.
Nothing's going up his ass.
Yo,
either.
we got about a good a shot of that happening as Nick driving through a Wawa parking lot without hitting a car.
Dude,
Wait,
seriously.
wait.
Really.
Can we make an actual thing out of this? I'd like if we could get a Reese's Cup sponsorship. One ad read at least. Gerard has to eat 6 Reese's Cup eggs in a row on the pod.
I will actually vomit. They're fucking terrible.
But that's also just a lot of that's like a lot of fat just going in your body.
I mean,
It's not anything more than I'm doing.
bro, if it makes you feel any better, tonight's the 3rd day in a row I've ordered a large pepperoni pizza and 2 things of cinnamon sticks and eaten all of it.
You are a large pepperoni pizza anymore.
You see those nipples? His nipples are fucking salami nipples.
Me? Me?
Yeah.
My nipples are salami nipples?
Yes, Nick, yours.
All right.
Are they actually?
So anyway, let's get back to our candy talk. All right, Gerard, what's your go-to Halloween candy?
All right, so it's one of 3, and they are all the plus or minus the 1 ingredient. It's the 3 Musketeers, it's the Twix, and it's the Milky Way. It's plus or minus the caramel and that wafer bar.
Yeah.
That makes the thing. All the 3 of those, I will eat all of those every single time. Twix is my go-to because it has all 3. Then it goes to the Milky Way because it's got 2 of the 3. Then it goes to the 3 Musketeers because it's got 1 of the 3.
Left or right Twix?
I'm a big left Twix guy. I think it's a lot more silkier.
I respect
The caramel just flows a lot better.
Explains a lot about his personality.
Left Twix.
Greg, what about you? I'm interested in this because I feel like it's going to be a terrible option.
What's it? Left Twix, right Shark or something? Is it right Shark?
Left Shark.
Left Shark.
Greg, what's your Halloween go-to candy and candy that you could live without?
Man, so it's gonna go right against what Gerard said. I love Reese's Cups. Anything with peanut butter,
Get it out.
I'm all in.
Yep.
And then if we're going seasonal, I love candy corn. Yeah, I know.
Are you?
All right.
You look like a guy who would like candy corn.
Okay, that is an even bigger yikes.
Yeah, that is
All right.
literally disgusting.
So to kind of go off that, so I got a question to kind of clarify. Do you go and buy candy corn because you enjoy it? Or it's in a dish and you'll pop 2 or 3 in your mouth?
No, it's Halloween. It's in a dish. It's there. I'll have some. I'm not gonna go out of my way to get it, but just because it's seasonal, I'll have some.
Okay, so I'm with that. So I'm never gonna go out and buy it. But
I don't even know where you buy it. Like a dollar?
Yes.
A Dollar Tree? Is that where
No.
you get it?
No, you don't even buy it.
probably Dollar
just-
General.
They just throw them at people and here, eat this, you fucking dogs.
But it's got to be candy corn. It's not like the pumpkins that are candy corn flavor.
It's too much. It's too much.
It's got to be candy corn.
The pumpkins are too much. The candy corn, you nibble on it. You eat you take 12 bites out of one piece, and you do that 3 times, and then you're good for candy corn for the year.
Yeah,
chance.
Halloween. I want candy corn just to have some because it's Halloween, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with that.
It's not like my go-to. The hill I'm gonna die on is candy corn, but it's it's Halloween time. It's there. I'm gonna have some of this. Seasonal Halloween special would be candy corn. Love any kind of chocolate and peanut butter. So Reese's, and then man, I don't even know a bad I can't think of a bad candy off the top of my head.
Candy corn.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if it's not seasonal, yes.
Oddly enough, you started and stopped with a bad candy.
Well, in your eyes, I did.
Well, I mean,
Not in our future sponsors' eyes.
Well,
it's true.
Yeah, so that's me.
Nick, what about you? What's your go-to candy?
I don't even have a go-to candy. I'd rather just stuff cinnamon twirls in my face for the rest of my life. But like, if I had to die on a hill of candy, I guess it would be like Kit Kats or Twix. Milky Ways are okay as well.
All right, so Kit Kats are like the poverty of candy bars.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, they're the me of candy.
Right.
Yeah, no, they're good.
Kit Kats are good.
They get the job done. As most women say, it's all right. Yeah, it'll do.
I don't think I'll buy a Kit Kat. But those little tiny ones that come in the variety bag, like I'm gonna get it.
Oh, absolutely. If I had to get rid of a candy, actually, you know what? I take it back. I think sweet tarts are my favorite candy. Like the thicker ones, not the little mini ones where you just like legit pound an entire the bigger
Smarties.
ones. Yeah, like
Where you
not
take
Smarties.
Smarties.
Like the actual big ones
Like
where
the
it's like
chewy ones.
it looks like a fucking Tums. You just
Like the
pop
chewy
that shit.
ones.
No. He's talking about the ones that come in like the actual cylindrical, like.
Did you say
Thick, right?
cylindrical? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a word.
The chewy sweet tarts come in cylindrical things.
Yeah.
The Chewies are big. They're in like pouches.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
God, I'm so bad at footnotes tonight.
They're cylindrical. They're different colors. There's like a red, a yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're purple, and they're you bite into them, and they like bend a little bit, and they got some chew to them.
Now we're thinking of different things then.
Chewy sweet tarts. What do you?
I only know the hard sweet tarts. Like the ones that are like size of maybe a little smaller than a quarter.
Yeah, we're thinking of the same thing. I don't know where you get them in a pouch though.
So
So
they're not chewy though. No, you're thinking Shockers.
Yeah, you're thinking Shockers, dude.
I might be thinking of
He
Shockers.
probably
Which
is.
are also excellent candy.
I might be thinking of Shockers. I'm gonna have to Google that.
I do really, yeah. But I like the sweet tarts. They're pretty good.
Because sweet tarts are hard.
I'll show you hard.
Here we
Well,
go.
so Nick, you said two candies that you liked when you were going into a rant on a candy you hated.
Yeah, I don't really hate any candy because I don't really like any candy enough to hate another one. You know?
Well, Nick also goes, I don't really like candy, but if I had to die on a hill of candy,
Yeah, I mean,
A
like
hill of
okay,
candy.
I'll show you a hill of candy.
it's not the hill he's gonna die on. He's gonna die on a hill of candy.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna die on a hill, you might as well die on a hill of candy or donuts.
All right, Drew, take us home on this one. What do you think?
Okay.
Drew doesn't really think, but let's see what comes out of his mouth.
Okay.
I was thinking of Shockers.
S tier Shockers, by the way. Continue.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not a huge candy person. Like, I've never been the kind of guy that's like, damn, I need some candy right now. But I will name my top three. The last one, which is probably my favorite candy, is probably not a common Halloween candy, purely out of convenience of like the person giving it away, because it's probably just too much of a hassle to buy and just like hand out to a bunch of kids at your door.
The anticipation is getting to me.
I'm excited.
Okay, so number three on my list, got to say Snickers bars of any kind.
Get it out.
The original Snickers bar is probably my favorite, but I'll take almond Snicker bars. I'll take the little chubby ones, the little chode-like Snickers that you can just like toss into the freezer, freeze up a little bit, and then they're
Frozen
amazing.
chocolate. Good call.
And I'm a big fan of these like new Snickers bars that they're doing, where it's like kind of cut in half, and you just like break the wrapper in half, so you can like eat the Snickers bar with the wrapper, like holding the wrapper, so you don't get chocolate on your hands.
You guys
So-
eat your candy with or without the peel?
Huh?
Like sometimes I'll just,
It's not a banana.
I'll just chuck the whole Kit Kat. I won't even unwrap it. I'll just chuck the whole damn thing right in my gullet.
No, dude, it depends on the size of the bar, like a chocolate bar.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't be fucked to like fiddle around with those little tiny like Milky Ways or anything. You just pop that thing right in your mouth.
But you can't be holding an extra large Snickers bar in your bare hand until you finish it.
No, Nick is saying that he eats the wrapper.
Yeah, that's what Nick's saying.
Drew's like, yeah, no, I know exactly what you guys.
Drew's like, yeah, no, he makes sense. I'm like, no, he eats the wrapper.
Okay, never mind. I thought you purely meant like you use the wrapper to protect your hand from the chocolate.
No, Nick.
Oh no, I protect my stomach from the chocolate with the wrapper.
Nick is pooping out full chocolate bars.
Speaking of things that you poop out, they should really put a label on the corn at Chipotle because I have literally never not shit out my entire burrito's worth of corn.
Yeah, corn doesn't dissolve or disintegrate in your stomach.
Did you just say dissolve, disintegrate? He's very close to saying digest, but we'll work on it next time.
All right. So Snickers of any kind without the wrapper.
Okay, number 2. It's already been said. Reese's Cups.
Get it out.
I'm with Gerard on like all the other fancy bullshit Reese's. I'm not a fan of those, but the mini cups, which are also amazing, thrown in the freezer, and just regular Reese's cups, they are so good. Any flavor of peanut butter and chocolate is always a win.
No.
I've literally never had that flavor.
It's
I feel
terrible.
like I'm missing out on so much of life.
You're really not missing out at all. It's terrible.
It's pretty good. And the old commercials, like, they didn't really make sense, but they were entertaining.
Waking up is a Reese's cup.
No, not that.
That was soldiers in your cup.
I know.
That's a fiber food for adults.
Like I specifically
or the coffee. This man just sang.
Wait, he called it the fiber food for adults.
It's very difficult because coffee and fiber do essentially the same thing for anyone past 35 years old, Greg.
Younger than that.
True.
All right, Drew, what's your number 1?
Number 1, which I don't think is a common Halloween candy, but is probably my favorite. And this goes back to my kid days where I'm running around the neighborhood and we're just playing street hockey. We're playing tag. We're running around in the woods and we're like, damn, we thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to the local corner store, which we called the Quick Mart, just your typical non-gas station. Like it's got everything inside of a gas station without the gas outside.
Yeah, everyone has lived before.
Yep. We literally have all had childhoods.
It's, the local store. We run in there. We get our Slurpees. We get our Cokes. And I always go to the candy aisle and I grab my sour straws. Sour straws.
Sour.
Not something a bad choice.
You don't. It's like a sleeper pick, I'd say, because you don't think about them as candy, but they are. And when you eat those sour straws, it doesn't matter what flavor it is; they are amazing.
Would you say the same for like Sour Patch Kids, or are you strictly like a sour straw guy?
I think no, I wouldn't say that for all sour things. Sour Patch Kids are great, but I think honestly, sour straws taste different from Sour Patch Kids, and they're better.
I tell you what, speaking of Sour Patch Kids, those watermelon Sour Patch Kids, they're shaped like watermelon. I will eat an entire bag of that. Those slap.
Those are overrated.
Those things slap.
Dude, I bring those into the field with me all the time. They're so good.
They're so good.
So while we're on the topic of Sour Patch Kids, I actually have it set up on my Amazon. Every 2 months I have a subscription to have like things resent, and it's just a 5-pound bag of Sour Patch Kids.
Why?
Every 2 months.
Every 2 days?
2 months. 2 months.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, Greg has diabetes. Oh my God.
No, I had that
diabetes.
But yeah, this is the same kid that ordered 28 pounds of Airheads last year.
What? Wait. So why do you?
Airheads are overrated.
No, I agree, but it was like $20 for 28 pounds of Airheads. So I was like, you can't beat that.
So Airheads are overrated, but you ever take the 2 of them and twist them
Do
together,
the little twisty thingy.
and eat two of them at the same time.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
You look
That
me
was
in
in
the
the
eye.
commercials, wasn't it?
Look
I
me in the
remember
eye
that.
and tell me that that's overrated.
As a kid, I thought that was cool just because like the fucking colors, but
Yeah.
honestly, they're not very good.
They're definitely not bad though.
I feel like there's definitely something that you can suck on that's a candy that's pretty good.
The neon green one
Ring
was
pop
probably my
or
favorite.
no push pops. Push pops were
Push pops are good too.
were
So-
pretty banging as a kid.
So the new push pops or the old push pops?
I like the trifecta one. We could like push up a different flavor. I don't know if you guys remember those. They had like 3 different flavors. It was like orange or like 4 different flavors, and you could like push up a different. We could suck on the whole thing at once.
So back in the day, back in my childhood, we used to have the ones where you had to put your finger in it, and
Yeah.
you fingered
Oh yeah,
the thing, and then by the end of it, your finger is so sticky. Now they have the ones with the spring in it that like automatically like pops out.
That's so fun.
Kids are losing all the fun of sticky fingers and touching all
Yeah.
the sticky shit.
Kids aren't kids.
they don't get it.
There's so much that you can clip out of this small segment.
Diabetes in a wrapper goes to baby bottle pops, where
Oh
it
my
was
God.
just a
No.
giant lollipop dipped in powdered sugar.
No.
Don't forget
you gotta-
Fun Dip.
Fun Dip. Yep. Fun Dip. I wouldn't. I would just eat,
Dunkaroos.
I would eat the fucking dip thing and just drink the sugar when I was a kid. I was fucked.
I can never get the candy stick to the sugar just quite right.
Yeah, you
Without-
still can anyway. I mean,
I
just
can't.
ask Amanda.
Oh god.
Wow.
Real quick. Drew mentioned Dunkaroos. I want to do a quick story on that one. I realized how old I was, and I say old in quotes, compared to people that were working at Temple that were like new hires that were freshmen coming in, because me and one of the seniors were talking about Dunkaroos came up, and like we were going like over like nostalgic things, and this girl goes, "What are Dunkaroos?"
Huh.
And I was like, bruh, I was like, you're 18. I was like, there's a 7-year gap between us. How the hell don't you know? Like, it's not like they were just like 90s and then disappeared. Like, they've been around. How do you know what a Dunkaroo is?
No, they did disappear. They did actually disappear.
Yeah, that's
They're
pretty much
Back,
what it is.
they're back now.
Yeah,
They
they're
are back. I know they are back. But when did they disappear? Because like
young.
I don't know.
it had to be in the 2000s. Like,
Yeah, but still young.
I thought that was mind blowing to me. I was like, how do you know what a Dunkaroo is? I was like,
They
They have Dunkaroo beer now.
oh
oh,
my
I
God.
don't feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't have it yet, but they do.
That was Dunkaroos. That was crazy.
So we all agree that Reese's are the worst candy out of everything we just said.
No,
I'm glad
we're
we're
not
all
in agreement. We're not
I
in
feel-
agreement.
I feel like we're in
Candy
partial
corn
agreement.
is the worst candy.
Candy
What are you
corn is
talking
definitely
about?
terrible. And
Candy
it suits
corn is
Greg's
the
entire
worst candy.
personality.
Yeah, candy corn is the worst candy, but for like Gerard said, for Halloween time, it's all right.
I would eat candy corn. I won't eat Reese's.
No, one
I feel
nibble
like that's
on
probably
barfing.
pretty weird.
I'm not eating Reese's. All right.
All right, swiftly moving on.
To costumes. Let's talk about everyone's favorite costumes, and let's go into least favorite costumes too, if you guys got an idea. Greg, why don't you kick it off?
All right, I'm gonna send you guys a picture real quick of my favorite costume.
This is good for everyone listening.
Well, I mean, it's gonna go up on the Instagram. I like 7 years back, 6, 7, dressed up as Pitbull, like the rapper.
Oh, I remember.
Did you shave your head?
I put a bald cap on. I just
That's
sent the
just as
picture to you
good.
guys. And it was like, I hate Halloween. I hate everything about Halloween dressing up. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dress up as Pitbull.
Actually, I remember seeing this picture before.
And like, I feel like I nailed it.
Oh, yeah, no, you did. You
Worldwide.
definitely killed it.
And I haven't dressed up since.
You haven't
Because
dressed up since?
no, because like I didn't go out for Halloween. After that, like I would usually work either on Halloween or I had something else going on where I just didn't want to go out anywhere to Halloween. Yeah. So that Pitbull costume, look, I nailed it.
All right. So
That's it.
my favorite one, I have a few. I love Halloween. So I love dressing up for Halloween. When I get a good costume, I get super excited about it. So I just sent a picture in the group chat of
For the record, I thought it was my brother.
might as well have been, of one of my favorites. It's of Ryan Fitzmagic playing for, I think it was the Bucks.
But
He stole Deshaun Jackson's current Eagles wide receiver chains and his coat, and he went out there without an undershirt on, half zip, chains on, sunglasses, beard fierce, and just did a press conference. And in the middle of the press conference, Djax comes out and he's like, in a towel, he's like, "Bro, you stole my clothes." So I took the Ryan.
How did he get it?
He took it out of his locker. I don't know how he fit in it. That's a better question because Djax is small.
He's a small dude, yeah.
Patrick's a big dude. So that was what I went as for Halloween. I literally went through work all day without an undershirt, just like chest popping. It was great. 2 years before that at Temple, me and my roommate Jason went as Lonely Island in the clown suit from Three-Way. So I had the clown suit. I had my JT. I was JT. He was the other guy that's not JT. I forget his name.
Nice.
Sanders? Sam. You get it.
Andy Samberg?
Him. Yeah, Samberg.
I'm like sitting there thinking like, there's only fucking 2 people in the "I Just Had Sex" song. It's got to be my boy Andy.
Yeah, so my buddy went as Andy Samberg and I went as Justin Timberlake, and we just walked around singing Three-Way and the Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day remix. It was great. 2 phenomenal costumes.
I'll be honest with you guys. I think me and Drew's duo costume of, what was it, 2017 or 2018? One day we went to a party and we were peanut butter and jelly. And I literally got us like a 5 and below fucking peanut, or Drew did. And I was peanut butter because obviously I'm allergic to it. But the next day, we went to like, I think the same fucking house or the same party. And we were, at the time, there was like that cranberry meme where there was that
pomegranate, you dildo.
Or pomegranate.
Dude, it was your idea.
Bro, my memory lasts literally 13 minutes. I couldn't even tell you what I had for breakfast this morning. But it was the Vine at the time, or the video on Twitter that was circulating, and it was just like, no more pomegranates, no pomegranates. It was that was one of the best costumes we've ever had, because I literally just had a printout of that lady's face. We plastered it on Drew, and then I just was literally a walking fucking pomegranate.
I remember, like, that's probably my favorite too. It's purely because I had no idea what that video was. I didn't know I didn't get the joke.
Literally nobody got the joke.
I was walking around the party and people were like, "Ah, this is so funny! No pomegranates." I was like, "Ah, yeah." I don't know what you're talking about.
It was tough because whenever we split up, people were like, "What are you?" I'm like,
"Oh yeah,
dude, I'm literally a pomegranate." And they're like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "God damn it! Now I got to go find Drew."
Come here, old lady. Were you the pomegranate? I can't remember.
Yeah, I was the pomegranate. You were the old lady.
So I'm going to show you guys, because this is personally, so to cut you guys off completely and blow it up like I'm the host or something.
Absolutely.
Amanda had a costume when our senior year at Temple that was probably the best costume I think I've ever seen. I'm going to send it in the group. Hopefully makes it on the Instagram. It's up to y'all. She went as Riff Raff. And it is absolutely electric. She has braids in her hair. She put in like tinfoil over her teeth, so you can imagine how much that sucked all night. She had the Neff hat, the Neff Riff Raff t-shirt. It was awesome all night.
I wish I had that pizzazz for Halloween. Like, I love the holiday, but I'm not very creative at all.
No, you're not creative. We know that.
Wow, thank you. I think for my sophomore year Halloween, I went as an Eagles player, and I just wore an Eagles jersey. That wasn't even mine. It was a pink Kevin Cobb jersey, and it was an extra small.
A pink Kevin Cobb jersey? Who owns a Kevin Cobb jersey?
I don't know, but it was an extra small, and I walked around Temple with the bottom of the shirt pretty much touching the top of my nipples. I just had my
your shirts though. I mean, you were always
seriously, Greg. Really? Right now? This is the time to discuss this.
Girl shirt is what you're saying.
Yes,
for sure.
All right. everyone talk about their costumes. So let's move into the scariest moments of our life. To be honest, I have to think of one. So let's go to Greg first.
All right. So this one, I was like, what was scary? And I was like, oh God, I know exactly what it is. And if you're very squeamish or you can't take certain stories and you're uncomfortable with that, skip ahead. It was my last year at temp, my last semester, and I just had my wrist surgery done, started working out again. It's been like about a month and a half since I was able to do anything. And apparently I went and did too much, and I started pissing blood.
Ooh.
And that was like,
I remember this.
I was like, this is terrifying.
I remember this.
I didn't know what to do. And it happened on like a Tuesday. And like it went away for a bit, then it happened again like the next day. And then finally it was just like, it was noticeable. And it happened after a soup meeting. And I went to Anthony. I was like, yo, I'm pissing blood. What should I do? He's like, dude, you gotta get like go to a doctor. I was like, oh, okay. So I went to like Temple on.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I knew what to do. I just didn't know where to go. And he's like, so I went to Temple Health, whatever. And they were like, is it an emergency? I'm like, well, yeah. I explained the situation. I'm like, oh, well, that's not like right now, emergency. I'm like, it's like, what time you get me in? They're like, 4:30. This is at 8:15 in the morning. I go, nope.
You're not currently peeing, right? So
you should have just started pissing on the floor of the hospital. Like, this is an emergency, lady.
So now I go to urgent care, and they're like, yeah, you have blood in your urine. I'm like, okay. I'm glad
I know.
figured that much out. They're like, all right, we're going to send you to a specialist. And now I go to a specialist, we meet or whatever. The urologist I meet with, his name is Dr. Wiener.
You're joking.
Which
No fucking way.
Like he had no other calling in life aside from being like a urologist.
His name was Dr. Wiener.
Dr. Wiener.
Did he recognize it to you? Like, yes, I get it. My name, Dr. Wiener.
No. So
Dude,
I didn't think to him, but I looked at it and I was like, oh, maybe it's like Weiner or something. Like it's just like a different, and I was like, maybe it's Weiner.
That makes sense.
Hey, he's like, my name's Dr. Wiener, and I was like, oh my God, it is. So
no chance.
Yeah, and that's like, bro.
That dude had such a tough life, I swear.
Listen, he's a doctor. I don't think he cares now.
That's true.
So now he's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. You're doing this. You're having this issue. So we have two options. He's like, we could send you for a CAT scan to look at, the insides. We'll see what the urinary tract and everything looks like. He's like, or we could send you for a scope right now. And I was like, no.
What's cheaper?
I was like, I'm gonna go do the CT scan. He's like, all right, most people pick that. I'm like, cool. Now a week and a half later, I get the CT scan done, goes back, the reports go back. I meet with him 2 weeks later now at this point. And so now he's looking, he's like, I've never seen this before. He's like, but I looked at your thing. And he's like, I'm going to show you too. He's like, your right ureter disappears. Your kidneys are there and your urinary bladder's there, but the ureter disappears. I go, okay. So now he goes,
perfect.
He goes, it could be a few things. I go, all right. And he's like, it could be a bad reading. I was like, cool. He's like, it could be like a cyst or like a polyp's blocking it or a stone. I was like, all right. He's like, or it could be cancer. And I was like, that's a hell of a bomb to drop on me. So now he's like, all right, we're gonna have the surgery done. Surgery gets done. And what they do is they stick a stent up. Yeah, here's the part. They stick a stent up through the penis into the urinary tract. And it sits now there.
First of all, were you were you sober? And second of all, were you at all on any type of anesthesia?
For the surgery, I was out cold.
Oh, thank God.
When the procedure was done, I was out. But
imagine they just numbed you and you
So now, it happens. It's in there. I have to wait until this happened on a Monday morning. I wait till Friday to get removed. So it was the most painful experience of my life. And all I kept dreading was Friday. I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, Friday, it's got to come out. Friday, it's got to come out. And I'm like, so I call the doctor. I'm in so much pain the Wednesday. He's like, look, you got to bear with it. By Friday, we'll be able to pull it out. It's good to go. And I was like, all right, what's that procedure like? I was like, do I have to go under again? He's like, no, we're just going to numb the area around it. And then, so now my stomach drops and I am just scared shitless. Because I can't sleep, I'm in so much pain, and now I know I'm going to watch it get pulled out. So now, finally Friday comes, I'm shaking, the entire time, terrified of this thing. And I go in, the nurse sits me down. She's like, all right, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to numb the area. And then from there, Dr. Wiener's going to come in. He's going to remove it, and then we're good to go.
Just say the doctor. I didn't like that at all. This man said the Dr. Wiener's going to come right on in, and he'll handle it real good.
So now I get in there. They numb it. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, just real quick before he comes in. I was like, what is this like? Like, and she goes, well, most guys that come in here either pass out or they start screaming, and then it's done in like 15 seconds. I'm like, okay, that's not like I can live with 15 seconds. And
anything for 15 seconds.
Yeah. So now I'm just like, all right, I just gotta like grin and bear it, like bite my teeth, get through it. Meanwhile, I'm still shaking like a wreck. He walks in, shakes my hand. He's like, how you feeling? I'm like, terrified. He's like, why? I'm like, you know why? Like, it should be obvious. And then he goes,
It's my penis.
He goes, I'm going to use the screen next to me. So that way I know how to, like, the camera will go in and I'll pull it out and we're good to go. I go, okay. He's like, do you want to watch? And I go, I'm ready to just blurt out, like, no, what do you think? Like, and I look go, actually, yeah, I'm going to go into health professions. Yeah, I'll watch. So now I'm watching it happen on the screen. And then he goes, all right, I'm going to start pulling. I go, okay. So at this point now I close my eyes, I grab the headboard, and they pull it out. And I'm sitting there, tense as can be, like just grabbing onto that bed, waiting. And the nurse goes, hey, you can relax now. I was like, well, it's not done yet. She's like, it was done a minute ago. I was like, you weren't going to tell me? I was like, I'm sitting there terrified the entire time. And everyone just waited like a minute to be like, hey, this traumatic experience is done.
This looks like the kind of guy we want to hold in fight or flight for at least another 60 seconds here, boys. Don't tell him. So now it's all over. I go, so what was the issue? He's like, well, when we went in there, we didn't see anything. Stent opened it up. Nothing, like, pathway was fine. Camera didn't show us anything. He's like, it was just a bad reading. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, so I had all that done for nothing. He's like, yep. I was like, well, it's not cancer. Good to go.
Just for the experience.
I was like, at least I can say I know what it felt like. But yeah, that was probably the most traumatic thing I've ever experienced.
Why? Well, why were you bleeding?
That's the thing. They don't know. He thinks it might have been exercise induced because I went from being inactive for 6 weeks.
Oh, would you have rhabdo?
No, thankfully it wasn't rhabdo. That's like terrifying shit. He just thinks it could have been, I forget exactly what he said, but it could have been just like some kind of rupture in like the kidney or something that caused that, but it wasn't like something major to be worried about. Just
a ruptured kidney.
Yeah, like I don't mean like ruptured in that way. I mean, like I don't know what happened. I honestly to this day don't know what it was, but he thinks it was exercise induced. But there was some protein in the urine with the blood, but it wasn't enough to like signify rhabdo.
Greg was not a Greg to be around when that was happening.
That was no, absolutely not.
Broken wrist, in pain and bleed and piss and blood constantly.
He would not even give me a hug, and that was the only thing we did at work.
Actually, the only thing I did do was after I met with Dr. Wiener the first time to go to talk about like what was going to happen, like the very first initial meeting, we went out for Connor's birthday that night. That was the only fun I had the entire time. I remember I was freaking out because I'm like, yo, I'm going to be drinking. That's going to like make me piss all night.
All right.
Horrifying experience.
I hate that story. Nick, tell us something a little less scary.
Honestly, I don't have anything that's super scary like that besides being born, which just happens to be very unfortunate. But I will tell you the reason why I hate baseball, and it ties into a unfortunately not even a scary story or anything. It was just an unfortunate story. But this is why I hate baseball. We went to, I think I was like 8 or 9. This is the only thing I remember from my whole goddamn childhood. We went to like a Trenton Thunder game, and I don't know if you guys remember how baseball like arenas were set up back in the day. They probably still are because I've never been to one because I hate baseball. But
they just built new stadiums in the last 10 years.
They basically had chairs that would like fold up if you weren't sitting on it. It would just go like and just like smack and basically close, right?
So every chair ever.
Yeah.
Shut up, Greg. Yeah, sure. Every chair ever. And I was standing on them, right? And there was like, I think it was one of my friend's birthday parties, right? So there was like 10 of us just hanging out, you know, eating hot dogs and shit. And I was standing on top, like cheering because somebody hit a foul ball or some shit, and I was like trying to catch it. And I stepped back a little bit too much on the chair, and it smacks up. So my leg is locked in the chair, and my other leg hits the ground literally at the velocity of lightning, and my balls pinch between my stomach and the metal chair. I swear to God, I couldn't eat for 2 fucking weeks. My balls were literally in my stomach. I think I passed out because I couldn't breathe. I was a 9-year-old boy with my testicles essentially like they have never been before, as Trump would say. Literally, they have never been so close to my body before. And ever since that day, I've hated even the thought of baseball. And that is one of the scariest things to me. If someone says, hey, do you want to go see the Phillies? I would rather get recircumcised for fun when I tell you.
It's because the last time you went to a game, you did get circumcised.
That got me a little fired up. I actually have a little PTSD right now. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable.
Hey, can we talk about how Nick's unathleticism
Seriously?
got him injured?
I was so athletic when I was that age.
Not even a word, but whatever.
Oh,
Didn't-
God. Yeah,
I
so
like that story. That story
that's
is much
about-
better than Greg's.
Yeah. I don't have any like super. I'm sure I could think of one for another episodes, but on the spot, that's got to be the scariest shit that's ever happened because I thought I was dead. I thought I legit died. I felt pain that I've never felt in my entire 9 years of life.
Imagine.
And my entire night.
All right, Drew, what's your story? What do you got?
I'm going to say 2 because one's really short and one's really long. Not really long.
That's what she
But
said.
the short one, which it's not too scary, but very vivid. When I was like a kid in my old house in Roxborough, I was one of those kids who would like put random things in my mouth and just like, like marbles or
Yeah, you're just like Connor. You're fucked.
miniature action figures or like quarters and nickels and stuff. And I specifically remember my brother and I had bunk beds in our room. I specifically remember I was playing with marbles on the top bunk, and I put a marble in my mouth and I started choking on it. And I remember like hopping down and my brother yelling for my mom, and my mom comes running in and she starts giving me the Heimlich. And I just remember just like barfing up this marble. And it's
I feel like we shouldn't be laughing at this.
that was very traumatic. So it's very vivid. I don't even know what age I was, but I was pretty young. Like, I don't know.
Tell your kids to stop eating fucking marbles.
Maybe like 4 or 5. Like I must have been that young, but it was so traumatic that I just remember that moment. That's my short story. The longer story, which probably isn't that scary, but was recently and pretty scary, was last year. We were in the field training with my platoon. Well, we were actually training with the whole battalion, but my platoon was running a mission. And in my platoon, we have these long flatbed trucks that you use to carry like other vehicles with.
Oh, no,
so
6x.
they're huge. Yeah. More than that. So we got this huge truck with this big ass dozer on the back. And we're driving around in the field. So we're trying to be like tactical, using like the dirt roads and stuff. But one, it's freezing, like it's below 30 degrees and it's raining. So these dirt roads are just straight up ice. I'm in my Humvee in front of this truck, like leading it in the right direction. we crest this hill, and this hill is like legit like a 45-degree angle down from the top of the hill. And I'm like, okay, just take it slow, like really slow. As slow as I tell my driver, just take it as slow as you can. And I told the guys in the truck to wait till we get to the bottom of the hill before they start going. So we get to the bottom of the hill, and I get out of the truck just to stand there and watch the big truck make its way down. And my God, it crests the hill. It gets about 50 yards down the hill, and it starts to slide. And I don't know if I don't know if you guys know what jackknifing is, as far as like hauling a trailer behind your truck.
Yeah.
But that's what it started to do, but with a long ass flatbed trailer with a 100,000-pound dozer on the back of it.
Jesus.
It starts to jackknife on a 45-degree iced up hill.
Yo.
And it starts to slide towards the side of the hill that was literally just a sheer drop onto like a major road at the bottom of it. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to watch these two guys die and like $1 million worth of equipment just fall down this hill. Luckily, they like pull the parking. They step on the brake and they pull the parking brake, and it jackknifes completely. Like the truck goes to a complete 90-degree angle with the trailer, but it stops like a foot away from the edge of the hill. And I run up there. They get out and they're like, "What do we do? That was terrifying. We need to get this truck off the hill before it starts to slide more." Like, we could not leave it there. It took us maybe like 2 hours of just me standing there in front of the truck, directing the driver, like back, forward, turn. We eventually got the truck onto like a gravel side of the road. That was the opposite side. Like, there were, on the right side was like the sheer drop. On the left side was like gravel that just like made the shoulder of the road. It literally probably took us like 2.5 hours just to get it onto that gravel road, but it was still too steep and too icy for us to drive the truck up the hill. So we had to have another truck come, park at the top of the hill, parking brake down. It had this big heavy winch at the end of it. I ran the winch out to the front, wrapped it around the front of the truck, and very slowly the truck at the top of the hill had to pull the truck at the bottom of it, in the middle of the hill, as that one like slowly crept up.
Jesus, what the fuck?
All in all, it probably took us about 4 hours just to get this truck off this like iced up hill and into safety. We get up to the top and I'm like, okay, fuck being tactical. We're just gonna take the normal roads from now on. So
Yo, fuck the guerrilla warfare. We're literally using technology from now on.
Yeah, we're just gonna use the regular paved roads to get around from now on. And yeah, that was pretty scary.
That's the United States military.
It was probably way scarier for the drivers and the assistant, the TC of the other truck.
That's the United States military for you.
It is,
Boss.
in a nutshell, complete failures, always improvising, like in the moment of what to do.
All right,
That's
so
wild.
my story is a little bit more recent. I have two. One's gonna be quick. So, closing up the IBC, we closed at 11 o'clock at night. I'm walking home from the IBC, walking to my apartment, and this is junior year. So I live on 17th Street. So like out there a bit. And I'm walking to my apartment. I'm half block away from my apartment. This guy comes up to me. "Hey, this is a stick up." I kid you not, he says, "Hey, this is a stick up." So like this is kind of like a scary moment, but at the same time, he was like a cartoon, and he said, "Hey, this is a stick up." So I almost started laughing in this situation. And he's like, I was like, "Excuse me, what did you say?" He's like, "You heard me. This is a stick up." I'm like, "Oh, so you were being serious? Okay." So and I just continue walking. I'm trying to like just ignore the guy and keep walking. And he's like, "Did you hear what I said? Like, give me all your money or you're gonna die." And I'm like, "Oh, like you're really being serious." So I look at
This
the guy.
man tried to walk away from us.
So
Just don't make eye contact.
so I just keep walking, right? And like the guy's following me, and he's like, "Hey, man, I have a gun. Like, give me all your stuff." I'm like, "Listen, man, I got no money in my wallet. You're not getting my phone." I was like, "Any of my cards or anything? Like, I'm just gonna cancel those before you get any money out of them. Like, there's no point. Like, we have no. Like, you picked the wrong guy. Like, I don't have any money." And he literally just keeps following me. I finally get to my apartment, and now like I'm in that awkward situation of like, how do I reach in and get my wallet for my ID to get into my apartment? So it was like a weird situation. So finally I'm like, "Listen, bro, I got like $2 in my wallet." And he's like, "That'll work." So I give this dude $2 and he walks away.
What?
I shit you not. I got basically robbed, told I was gonna die. And at the end of the day, I walked all the way to my apartment. I'm like, "Here's $2." And he walked away.
Again, what?
Yep. I call
Here's $2. Thanks for not killing me.
So I call campus police and they come out and they're like, "So do you want to press charges?" I was like, "What do you guys suggest?" The cop's like, "I mean, you did offer him the $2." I was like, "Yeah, I guess I did." I was like, "Just go, leave." So I didn't end up pressing charges or anything. He said he had a gun. He had a clear 7-Eleven bag. So I was pretty sure he didn't have a gun because he had like ho-hos and like a banana in his bag. Like it was just like weird, random things. But yeah, that was pretty wild.
You should have said you had a gun.
You basically just tipped the guy to stop harassing you.
Yep. So I would. So he was small. He was like Nick size. So like I could have taken him.
Okay, what?
So I could have taken him, but
That's an amazing description. I can completely see how small he was now.
so
Yeah, he's probably jacked with a fat.
that's the thing though. Like I didn't want to say like I didn't want to risk that he didn't have a gun and like start fighting him and then he actually did have a gun. So that would have been bad. So voted against it, gave him $2, and then I went inside.
Connor totally would have fought him.
Yeah.
Yes, Connor would have. Speaking of Connor, second scariest moment of my life was the time that you guys all heard of Connor saving my life. So the story that Connor told was pretty factual. From my story, I think it gets a little bit more hectic. So like Connor said, we went to his apartment. We're in 1300 and we're pre-gaming. I was pre-gaming with a bottle of 151. And
Where'd you even get that?
it was a birthday present. It was like right around my birthday. So now I'm mixing Gatorade and 151. Connor's drinking gin.
Yeah, stay hydrated.
We're having a good time, right? So then he calls an Uber. We're having a good time. I'm already like multiple shots of 151 in, and I finished the bottle of 151 with the Gatorade. It's probably about 50-50 at this point. I didn't finish all that 151. There was some of that gone. It was a good amount. It was probably 7 or 8 shots of 151 though.
Oh my god.
So we get in the Uber and we get all the way there, and I'm standing outside in the electric factory parking lot, and I'm like, I can't take this in, and like this is a lot of alcohol. Like I gotta finish this. So obviously I just chugged this 151 in Gatorade to the head, straight through. Connor looks at me, he's like, "That was cool," and we walk in. Connor said that was cool. It was the coolest moment of my life. It was incredible. So we go in, and Connor's like, "All right, I'm gonna go buy us a beer." So Connor goes, buys us 2 Yangers. He buys like 100-ounce Yangers. Now I'm 5,000. I'm on cloud 90. I'm gone. I go to take a piss.
Cloud 91.
Yep. I go to take a piss, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, "Oh wow, man, I'm like having those like drunk monologues in your head. I'm like, Connor bought me a drink.
Hell yeah.
I need to buy him a drink. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go buy him a drink. So finish pissing, go to the bar, and I'm staring at the bartender. I'm like, just like glass face, just like not knowing where I'm at. I'm just like, beer. And I just like panic. I'm like, oh God. And then I panicked and walked away because like, there's no way she's going to serve me. So I go back downstairs. From that moment to there's a part during the show where I went to go get water. And I get water and I was like, I'm so thirsty right now. So I get water and I'm sitting on the ground next to the water fountain, just drinking water because I was so thirsty. Then what seems like 17 hours later, Connor comes up to me and he goes, this is the part that I truly think he saved my life. He's like, hey man, I'm really drunk. I think we need to get out of here. Like I'm too drunk for this right now. And I'm like, oh Connor, no problem, man. Like for you, absolutely. So after that, don't remember anything. We get home, I get tucked into bed. I get nice and like tucked in. I'm changed, like everything is good. I wake up the next day and I'm like, what the fuck happened? Right. And I'm like looking around, Amanda's still asleep. And I'm like, oh no, Connor wasn't the one that was too drunk. Connor tricked me. I was the one that was too drunk. And I turned to Amanda. I'm like, babe, did I throw up last night? And she just wanted to punch me straight in the throat. She's like, did you throw up last night? You did nothing but throw up last night. She's like, you're cleaning the goddamn whole bathroom. I don't care how hungover you are. So I cleaned the whole fucking bathroom, hungover as out of my goddamn mind. I had work with Connor the next day at the IBC, and I go in. I'm like, hey, you tricked me. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, you said that you were too drunk. And he's like, it's an old bouncer trick. Yep. Connor tricked me, said that he was too drunk, and I felt bad. I'm like, I'm going to be the good guy, and I'll take Connor home. Little did I know that it was the complete opposite of what it was. So all that to say, Connor, still appreciate you for saving my life, and I'll never not forget the moment you saved my life. Drew, do you want to talk about, that's my scary moments. Anyone else have any other scary moments?
Shouts out Connor.
Shouts out Connor for sure. Drew, talk about your wedding.
Wedding. What do we want? You just want like the wedding day story, just like how it went?
It's a quick version.
Quick version. All right.
We're an hour, 10 minutes into this.
My parents and my brother, they all flew in. So that was nice having them there. My dad actually got ordained, became ordained in Texas. Like he applied for it, got all the paperwork figured out. So
I'm doing a wedding this weekend. I could have done that for you. And I did my sister's wedding last weekend.
Well, my dad did one in PA before, but he had to become legal in Texas to do one. So he did that.
I'm national.
My brother was my best man, and my mom read a very nice Bible verse and had a semi speech, kind of like a lesson directed towards us. So it was nice to have the whole family involved. The wedding was at a brewery in Georgetown. It's called Wrench Brewery. If any of you guys make it here, I'm definitely going to take you there because it's an awesome place. But, you hear brewery, you think kind of weird, but they have a great outdoor venue that was just perfect for a wedding. And we've been going there so often that we just kind of became boys with the owner. Shout out Matt. And one day after the engagement, we're just talking. We ask him hey, we want to get married before he deploys. We want to keep it relatively cheap. Would you be open for this? And he's like, oh yeah, we've done it before. It just has to be on a Sunday. And the reason it has to be on Sunday is because Sunday's generally their slow day. And he's like, if you can guarantee 20, 25 people are going to be here already before we open to the public, on a Sunday morning, that's like payment enough. And we were like, bet. So they came in early. They cleaned everything up, moved the chairs and whatnot. We came, like I got there with a lot of the friends and family. We got there probably around 10. Made sure we set up the archway that Haley's cousins made for us. It was really nice, like wood that they got from their farm, and they burned it so it looked really nice. And shout out Jackie Moles, who bought all the flowers and planned a lot of the wedding. She made she made up all the, like, she got the flowers from a local place and she put them all together to look really nice and hung them up around the brewery and the archway. And she made like little boutonnieres and a corsage for my mom, so that everybody in the wedding party could match a little bit. And we had the wedding. My dad ordained us.
Your dad not ordained you. Your dad is ordained, you dumbass.
Yeah. I feel like he probably ordained him.
He officiated us. That's what I meant. My dad officiated our wedding. And it was awesome. Overall, it went perfectly smooth, like really no hiccups at all. As far as like small weddings go, it was next to perfect. Like, I don't know, we couldn't get much more out of a bigger wedding than what we just had, besides like more people that we care about being there. But given the circumstances, that couldn't happen. We had a nice little brunch right after down at the brewery. We set up some tables next to where the actual ceremony was. We had like the cake, we had brunch food, and my dad just, of course, Mr. Betteridge being Mr. Betteridge, he opens up a tab and he's like, everybody just drink on my tab.
God bless him. We would definitely get along, me and that man.
Nick would have flown in had he known that.
If I would have known that there was an open bar, open tab, I would have been there in a heartbeat.
So we made sure everybody bought drinks because we owed Matt. Also, shout out to their new assistant manager, who honestly I forget his name right now.
Good. Do they want to be a sponsor?
He's from Philly. He's a Birds fan. The first time I walked in, like one of his first shifts, I'm wearing my retro throwback Birds hat, and he's standing there, he's staring at me, and I'm like, "What, bro?" He's wearing a backwards hat, and he just slowly turns it around. It's the same hat. we're both just looking at each other. We're both just like, "Go Birds."
Drew's like, "Saw, dude.
Go Birds."
And then after the wedding, we went back to my parents' Airbnb. They got this really nice Airbnb in the square, and we threw a little cocktail hour, and we bought way too much alcohol, and everybody got trashed, and we still had to go to dinner after that.
Nice.
So we went to dinner. I bought a huge steak, and I drank more wine, and that was my wedding day.
Hell yeah! Well, congratulations again, brother. You deserve it.
The important part is that I married the best person in my life. So shouts out to Haley.
You did not
my
marry
wife,
me.
the love of my life.
Shouts out Haley.
Guys, he didn't marry me. Hello? The best person in his life?
Wait, Nick just dropped out.
So sad.
Terrible.
Wait, what the? Shouts out me, bro. Shouts out me.
And then to keep us on track here, because, well, to be honest, I got another wedding I got to go to. Let's go into your Provorov rant. Congrats on getting married. Congrats you. Congrats, Haley. Hope the sex is great. Provorov.
Dude, really? I mean, record it if you can, sir.
All right, Drew. So I have the list in front of me that you sent me, and while you're not a fan of some of my takes, you know that I also was not a fan of this list. So real quick, I'll do a quick refresher for you. So it was top defenseman in the NHL according to a tweet by the NHL Network, and it's right now top players. So guys like Pietrangelo, Burns, Makar, Hamilton, Slavin, John Carlson, Klingberg, those guys are on there.
Burns isn't even that good, or
No,
at least
Burns
last year he was not.
No, it's solely based on like, it's what's it?
Notoriety.
Yeah, it's just that he's Brent Burns. Like Roman Yossi won the Norris. Like he's going to be there. Quinn Hughes is an upcoming defenseman. Ryan Ellis has been solid for them. Ryan McDonough is on that list. Seth Jones is a stud. Shea Theodore's coming up. Weber had a crazy season. Hedman, Werenski, right? Those guys are on there. And then I look at the list, and I'm a huge Erik Karlsson fan. He's on there because, again, just the name, right? You got to have him on there. And then I see Chris Letang and PK Subban.
PK Subban that killed me.
And Ryan
One of the
McDonough,
worst defensemen in the league.
and Ryan Suter. And I think Drew Doughty's overrated personally, but I'm looking through this list, and Ivan Provorov is nowhere to be found. Not a one. And I think that's some just A-grade bullshit.
I totally agree.
Like
I'm looking at Provorov's stats, and I'm purely looking at time on ice. This man averages 26 minutes a night, at least.
Here's the thing with that: people be like,
That's a long time.
60
In hockey, that's a
he's out
long
there for
time.
over a third.
Just checking.
And if someone ever said, well, that doesn't mean anything, I'd be like, bro, everyone held Ryan Suter on this pedestal like he was a god defenseman because he'd play like 29 minutes a night for the Minnesota Wild. And he's not that good. McDonough, he won a Stanley Cup. That's why he's on there. He's not as good as Provorov, I don't think, personally. The Subban one blows my mind. I love PK Subban. Subban has dropped off crazily in the last year.
They're trying to force it because they put him on the cover of NHL, and then he sucked that season, and he sucked ever since. And they're trying to like make up for the fact that they put him on the cover.
And I get it, like, and he's your personality guy, like, you know. I just don't get how you leave him off the list.
I don't get it either. I was even listening to NHL Network on SiriusXM, and they talked about this list, and they also talked about their list of like future upcoming amazing defensemen. They didn't even put Provorov on that.
So, like, there's 25 guys on this list. You're going to tell me that there are that many players better than Provorov currently.
No chance.
And you're going to tell me that as their number one defenseman, the Flyers' number one D-man, he doesn't somewhere fit in there? You're going to tell me that there are other guys above that?
No chance.
I'm like, I don't know his stats. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't follow this season at all to know even what he did this season. But I just think you look at some of the names on there and I'm like, there's no way. PK Subban, who had probably the worst season he's ever had. Like, I don't know. I think that's insane.
It's a dumb list. Provorov should have been on it. He's going to be a Norris Trophy winner one day.
Hopefully soon. But yeah, I just thought that was crazy. And that's something we actually agreed on, which we never do when it comes to Flyers or hockey.
Go hockey.
Yeah.
My God, I just fell asleep. Are you guys done yet?
Shouts out Provorov. That was what's pissing Greg off today.
That's hockey talk.
Yeah, and I know we got away from the what's pissing Greg off, so we should probably work on bringing that one back. I know it's a favorite for everyone. Not really.
I think
All
that
right.
counts.
Instead of what's pissing Greg off, let's talk about what makes Greg nice and happy, and that's people standing up against mental mental wellness.
No, standing up for mental wellness, not
That's
standing up against it.
You're about to fight mental wellness. Just fuck them up.
Fight that wellness.
I will-
Get that wellness out of here.
I will fight all of the mental not wellness. I will. So, Greg, talk about it.
All right, so this episode will be dropping on Halloween. So when this goes live, the next day I will be sporting a mustache, as I do every November for Movember. Movember is essentially the month where we bring mental health awareness for men out to the forefront. and make it a bigger priority to help end the stigma against around men's mental health and it not being a real thing or should be taken seriously. So I encourage everyone, if you can, grow out a mustache, go mustache only. If not, you can go no shave November. If not, that's always an option too. Grow something. I prefer the mustache. I think it's just a funnier look at times. But I'm also going to be donating to it as well. I encourage you to as well. There's a Movember Foundation you can donate to. I'm going to have an Instagram post. I did a few years back. I'm going to have an Instagram and Facebook post going up on November 1st. For every like that gets, I will donate $1 towards the Movember Foundation. So keep in mind, check that out.
That could be a lot of money.
It could be.
So do you have a cap on that?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Well, Greg, can you repeat that one more time? Because I'm about to just dump my entire savings account in there just for fun.
Wait.
I'm about to create fake bots to like you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that you were matching people's donation, but you're just likes. I was gonna say.
No. For every like, I'm gonna.
I like that. Yeah, that's good. That's awesome.
Not many people ever like my stuff, so
make sure if you've gotten this far in the podcast, make sure you throw a like. You share it up with your friends and your family because it's for a good cause. It's important to a lot of us.
Usually, I always keep money aside for like Who to Found when I do it, but I don't do Who to Found anymore because I left Temple. So whatever money I go for that, I'd probably put towards this. So, if you can, throw a like up on it. If you have the extra funds, throw some money towards the Movember Foundation. I'll include a link in the description of this podcast. You can check that out. And then if you can as well, just throw some money. If not, sport a beard or a mustache preferably. And that stigma around men's mental health.
Greg, can you grow the Fu Manchu and just drop it down here on the sides?
Yes, what I'm going to do is once Sunday comes, I'm going to clean everything up here, and then I'm going to let it just grow out.
Nice.
And then eventually, hopefully, this will grow in enough that I can just straight down.
Yeah, drop it down. Get that Hulk Hogan. Hulkamania, brother. Hulkamania coming running all over you.
So that's my that's what November's looking like. So if you can take part in that, please do.
And ladies and gentlemen, that has been last call, kinda. Thank you for joining us. Does anyone else have anything else? Because I always get cut off in my exit.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween, everyone.
Halloween. That's my sister's 16th birthday. Shouts out her. I taught her how to drive in secret so that when she gets behind the wheel with my father, she's like a fucking pro. And he looks like an idiot.
Hopefully she doesn't get into a car crash at Wawa.
Okay,
At
seriously,
Wawa,
I mean, Wawa's a pretty.
She's going to be a terrible driver.
Yeah, she's going to be a baller driver because I taught her everything I know, and that's at least 3.5 things.
All right, I got to go. This has been Last Call Kinda. Thank you for joining us. If you've gotten this far, make sure you subscribe, rate, and review.